The sense of self does not need to dissolve. This may be shocking to hear for some, because if you're interested in awakening, in non-duality, then very commonly there can be the expectation that the sense of self is a problem. This part of my experience needs to go, it needs to change for there to be completeness, to not have any problems, for nothing to be missing. As long as it's there, there is a lacking of some kind. And completeness seems unattainable. So it's a very strong assumption. But what is it grounded in? How is this assumption justified? To answer this, we would first need to find this sense of self. If we don't find it, how can we say that it's problematic? Do I mean by sense of self that there is some kind of feeling here, present right now? A subtle sensation maybe, or a strong sensation, where I believe to be located. Maybe I believe that the self is located in the head, and I experience a sense of self because there are sensations appearing right now. Maybe these sensations even have a kind of density to them. And so what? Sensations are appearing. Interesting. Great. But so what? Do sensations need to go? Are sensations inherently a problem? Can freedom only be there if certain sensations don't arise? But maybe you say the sense of self is not a feeling, or not only a feeling, but it also consists of thoughts. Thoughts about there being a person, a someone, a body which has a history, or even thoughts about there being a separately existing self, which has wants and needs, desires, and which shouldn't be there. Well, all of those are simply thoughts. They are images. They are bits of language appearing right now. Does it mean that if I have a thought of there being a self, I cannot be free? Completeness is hidden? As long as I think the thought, there is a self, or I am a self, I'm trapped? Right now, these thoughts are appearing. But so what? What's the harm in them? What do they take away? Does the thought of there being a self actually create a self? It doesn't. They are simply another flavor of experience. Maybe your idea of the sense of self is more sophisticated than that. Maybe you believe it's a way of looking, a particular filter or orientation to experience. But again, this is another strong claim. Are we saying that as long as my experience appears a certain way, something is missing? Completeness is hidden? Do I need to upgrade my way of experiencing right now to have total fulfillment? Would a shift in perceiving bring total fulfillment about? Or would I, if that shift were to occur, just seek for more change, an even better, more enhanced state? Why not? Why would I deem that to be good enough? Well, as long as I'm looking for change in my experience, I can always want more. I can always say that this is not good enough, that I need more awakening, more clarity, more dissolution of density. But what if none of that is needed? What if fulfillment, nothing lacking, the completeness of this can be realized straight away, with no change required at all? Wouldn't that be something? Is it not true right now? No matter what change occurs in your field of experience, there's awareness, open, awake, and experience is happening, with no separation, no duality. Now, the content of my experience will change, inevitably. I might one day judge it to be more free of a sense of self. But I didn't go anywhere. Nothing has fundamentally changed. Still, there is just the ungraspable, awake openness and appearance happening with no distance, no duality from it. Nothing was ever lacking in this. Because it's not a thing. It cannot be enhanced. This invisible, ungraspable dimension. And yet this totally indefinable fulfillment and completeness is never separate other than anything you are experiencing. No change of content enhances this, or adds anything to it, or brings it to completeness. In awareness as such, there's nothing to be completed, and there's nothing that could be lacking. So straight away, we can simply be in total enjoyment of this, which cannot be defined or named. This which cannot be lost or gained. This which is totally definitive and totally unknowable.